Hey Leute und willkommen zu einem neuen Reaction zur PC Gaming Show 2020. Yeah. Ja, ich halte zwar nichts davon, aber trotzdem, ich gucke sie mir an. Das sind halt so kleine Indie-Spiele, die halt angezeigt werden, ne? Gesehen hat man also so Final Fantasy, was war das noch? Final Fantasy 7. Vielleicht der nächste Teil. Ich bin aber... ich habe keine Hoffnung. Lass mich überraschen. Ach, der Witcher. Die GEMA. GEMA, la 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 la, GEMA, la la la. La 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 la. Okay. Ja, ich muss da gerade mal. Sonst kriege ich einen Strike. Wir können den Ton abmachen, wenn es beginnt. Ist noch eine Minute, eine gute Minute. Ich bin gespannt. Die Sony wird wahrscheinlich die beste gewesen sein, klar. Ne? Ja, Little Hope wurde verschoben. Zwar ein Quartal nach hinten. Aber trotzdem, lassen wir uns einfach überraschen, ne? Was kommt, was kommen mag. ...30 Sekunden. Und danach kommt die Future Game Show, von der halte ich mehr. Gerade weil die Uncharted Schauspieler moderieren. Ja, bin ich auch gespannt. Mal schauen. Far Cry 2, Ubisoft 2008. Was? Half-Life 2, Valve 2004. So. Das sollen die Entwickler sein? Ah, okay. Boah, 1998. Puh. 20 Jahre. The Witcher. Ja, auf jeden Fall Retro, ne? Retro am Start. Ja, ich habe mir überlegt, ich nehme jetzt Spider-Man auf. Denn, ne? Da kommt ja die Dingens. Das eine Spiel, Miles Morales, das sah so geil aus. Da werde ich auf jeden Fall Spider-Man zocken. Und ich bin gespannt.
As you guys can see, I'm missing my left eye.
There is a community that I am a part of.
You're unique. Do you not like anyone else?
Good evening, please.
I'm currently in a call with my friend, not responding anymore.
He's breathing really hard. You know he just had a seizure.
I built an arcade in my basement.
Kann er ein bisschen leiser machen.
You're in a whole different world.
Who cares what size you are, what gender you are?
I'm finally done gluing all the details on the
Oh,
sword.
nice. Will ich auch haben. Will ich auch haben.
It's like one of the most badass things you could drive.
Mal das Licht an, sonst sehe ich gleich wieder im Dunkeln. Ich bin gespannt, wie lange die geht, weil die geht immer lange. Da wird viel gequatscht. Habe ich so eine Erinnerung gehabt. Ich meine, okay, ohne Corona wird es jetzt nicht so viel sein. Im Auto? Wir tragen jetzt im Auto? Der erste Roboter. Der Menschheit. Was? Ich hätte ehrlich gesagt andersrum gedacht.
This is the PC Gaming Show.
PC Gaming
For the
Show.
next 2 hours, we'll show you new footage and announcements for more than
Hey,
40
spoiler,
games,
spoiler.
including the next game from Dean Hall, the creator of DayZ, the world-exclusive debut of gameplay footage for Evil Genius 2.
Ich weiß nämlich nicht, was alles da rauskommt, außer Outlast.
Everspace
Neue
2,
Outlast.
epic battles in a Total War Saga, Troy, Torchlight 3. What's coming in the next chapter of Elite Dangerous, Mafia Definitive Edition.
Ah, ja.
A look at New World,
Mafia.
Amazon's upcoming open world MMO.
Aber wie gesagt, das sind nicht alles meine Spiele. PC Gaming Show hat nicht so meine Spiele.
I'll be dropping in again to reveal one of my favorite franchises that's coming to PC for the first time ever. If you can name this tune, maybe you'll recognize what it is. See you later in the show.
Saga
And now
Gorilla
your PC
Collective.
Gaming Show hosts, Day9 and Frankie Ward.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to the 2020 PC Gaming Show. I am one of your hosts today, Sean Day9 Plot, and I'm delighted to have you wherever you may be tuning in, Twitch or YouTube or Twitter. Welcome to our 6th annual event where we have over 2 hours of content, 50 plus games we're going to be looking at in the form of reveals, trailers, interviews that we've recorded in the last several weeks. Before we get into that, though, I want to take a moment to address the ongoing situation in America. While we're glad to be showing you some games today, there are many, many more people fighting for something far, far more important: the struggle against police violence and the systemic oppression of Black Americans. I and everyone who works on the PC Gaming Show each year, we know that Black lives matter, and this is not a fight that we are willing to stand on the sidelines for. So what can we all do? There's a great many organizations that deserve support right now, and one of them is the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund at naacpldf.org. If you want to support this and get some great games in the process, hundreds of developers have joined together at itch.io to create the Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality. It's a pay whatever you want for the bundle, and 100% of the proceeds go to the NAACP Fund and the Community Bail Fund. There's a lot more resources and information we'd like to share, so PC Gamer has created an ongoing list of ways that you can get involved in supporting protesters. That's at pcgamer.com/Black Lives Matter. Okay, we're going to begin the reveals in a moment, but this wouldn't be a PC Gaming Show without my dear friend and co-host Frankie Ward joining us from the other side of the internet. Welcome, Frankie, and why don't you say hello?
Hello, Sean, and hello to everyone watching around the world.
Die schon wieder.
We're really excited to be with you again. And Sean, I've
Die
prepared a
hübsche.
veritable smorgasbord of PC gaming interviews, trailers, and announcements. This year's show features the most games we've ever presented, so grab your beverage of choice because it's go time.
Thanks, Frankie. And I gotta say, your apartment looks quite a bit more like a music video than mine does. Maybe I should have sprung for better lighting. Either way, it's time for the PC Gaming Show. And as I said earlier, 50 plus games. We've been talking to the developers, interviewing them for weeks now. And though it looks kind of empty here, I'm not alone. My beautiful assistant and good buddy DevBot. You may have seen him making his way over here. He is awaiting us, so let's go join him and get the show started. All right, DevBot, what do we have for this year's
Okay, ist ein
PC
bisschen
Gaming Show?
langatmig. Zum Gerede. Bisher haben sie mir noch nichts gezeigt.
With a full report of the most secret gaming layer friendly dogs, per your request. Australian Shepherds rank 4th among all dog breeds.
Oh, well, excellent. Well, what should we play first then?
Scanning. Processing. My readings indicate that the audience would like to see Vikings.
Well, that sounds great. Then let's kick it off with Valheim, a Viking survival game where you'll fight monsters, craft weapons, build and sail ships on an open ocean, all while exploring a procedurally generated landscape. Show me the game, DevBot.
Now loading Valheim.
World exclusive. Coffee Stain presents. Ich kann das halt nicht ernst nehmen. Hä? War das gerade nicht ein anderes Game? Ich kann dieses Gepixelte nicht ernst nehmen, sorry. Ja, aus wie Gothic 1. Valheim. Komischer Name.
The next game has been in the works for quite a while and is just about to come out. I've been following it the whole time, and if a game that features farming, creature collection, dance battles and bears wearing pants sounds like your cup of tea, then it's time to put the kettle on and enjoy some Oiblets.
Ich habe gerade gedacht, Animal Crossing, hä? Quick Game 2. Wenn Entwickler wir Quick nehmen. Teil 2. Oiblets. Nee, Oiblets.
Sean, I've selected the next game for the PC Gaming Show.
Well, great. What do you got, DevBot?
The game is Torchlight 3, a cherished action RPG franchise that features a number of original playable classes.
DevBot, you wouldn't have chosen this game because in Torchlight 3 you can play as a steam-powered robot, would you?
My game selections are entirely objective and determined by an
Stimmt, der Roboter sieht aus wie dieses eine Spiel, ne? Was vorgestern präsentiert worden ist bei Sony.
The algorithm is proprietary.
Okay, well, let's play the Torchlight 3 trailer, and when we're done, I want to talk to one of the Torchlight 3 devs.
World exclusive.
In a world of magic and mystery, will you choose fame? Will you choose fortune?
Das ist alles nicht so mein Spiel.
Or the future of the frontier?
Das sieht aus wie ein Mobile-Game, oder?
Explore remote, perilous realms. Battle hordes of ancient, powerful enemies. Unite with others to claim your fame and glory.
Oder wie heißt das eine Spiel? Diablo.
Torchlight 3. Your
Torchlight.
legend awaits.
Oh, DevBot, please connect me with one of those developers.
You got it, Sean.
Joining me today to talk about Torchlight 3 is Max Schaefer. Max, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Now, Max, Torchlight 2's story began with the alchemist from the original Torchlight becoming corrupted and evil. How does Torchlight 3's story tie into the first two?
Well, we're in the same world, obviously. We're about a century later now, though, and the Empire is
century? Wow.
Yes, the Empire is in decline, and they've gotten a little lazy, a little comfortable, and a new threat looms on the horizon. So once again, the adventurers will have to battle the Netherim and all the evil baddies threatening the world.
In terms of the scope and scale of Torchlight 3, how does it compare to the previous editions?
Well, we've expanded quite a bit. Now, first, anyone who's played Torchlight 1 and Torchlight 2 will be comfortable with the mechanics and how to play it and all. But we've expanded and let players make their own mark in the world itself. Like, you get a customized fort that you can decorate, that you can build things in. You can do things that benefit your whole account, and you can put things in there that are useful to other players. And other players will see your fort randomly out in the world.
I want to ask a little bit about the classes, because if you're an action RPG player, you may recognize something like a knight or a mage. But in Torchlight 3, we got the steam-powered robots. We have the rail master that can summon trains. Talk to me about not just what some of the classes that players can expect are, but how you even come up with this glorious stuff.
Das kam ja auch ein bisschen eben so schnell mit der PC Gaming Show. Waren die nicht ursprünglich für 21 Uhr geplant? Ich kam erst zufälligerweise, habe ich dann jetzt eingeschaltet. Als ich gesehen hatte, dass da der Timer war.
And so we've applied that here. We've got some really fun characters, like you said, the
Eigentlich wollte ich noch duschen.
steam-powered robot. And a guy that summons trains, but we've also got some other cool classes too, a sharpshooter and a dusk mage. And you know, honestly, they all have new twists, and they're all pretty fun to play.
In terms of the game world itself, how specifically do the forts get integrated? Like, what does it mean to stumble across someone else's fort as you're going through the world?
Well, between our gameplay levels, we have passages, and when you enter the passage, there will often be a waypoint there, but there will also be someone else's fort. So you will see some random person from the world's fort, and they will in turn see occasionally randomly your own fort. And it's definitely worth exploring their fort, because you can not only use things like the luxury, but you can use their enchanting table and whatever recipes they've unlocked to enchant your own items. So it's really worthwhile for you to go check them out.
Now, pets were a big part of the earlier Torchlight games. What type of pet-based entertainment can we expect?
We have expanded upon the pet system. It does all the things you want. It fights alongside you. It sells, goes and takes your items back to town to sell. But we've introduced kind of a collection mechanic. So you can find...
So, Pause. So.
Pets out in the wild by defeating bosses, and make a whole stable of pets that you, of course, keep in your fort.
Now, Max, I know that the Torchlight series has an enormous fan base. For those who are looking to get their hands on Torchlight 3, where can they go and when can they play it?
Well, I'm very, very happy to announce that we are available on Steam right now in early access for $29.99. Go check it out. It's available right this minute.
This is the best kind of answer in the PC Gaming Show. You can get it now. Once again, Max Schaefer from the Torchlight 3 team, thank you so much for joining us. Once again,
Hätten Sie
go to
meine
Steam
Sony auch
right
machen,
now to get your hands on the early access version of Torchlight 3. We're just getting started here on the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show. Coming up later, an exclusive look at the next game from DayZ creator Dean Hall. Blankos Block Party. The first reveal you, Sean.
How much fun you're having, but don't shout.
Spoilert mich immer.
The walls are very thick in here. I can see you though if you use the PC Gaming Show hashtag on Twitter or Facebook or the PC Gamer forums or a Ouija board or a Messenger Falcon, whatever is your desired form of communication. I'm sure you've been seeing many of those comments show up live in the show today. And we want your hottest 280 character take that our merry moderators might just select to be on the show. For our next segment, it's time to head on over to Frankie Ward.
Elite Dangerous, the space simulation MMO from Frontier, has continued to evolve over the past 5 years. Set in a one-to-one recreation of our actual Milky Way galaxy, players forge their own path, build and break alliances, trade, fight and earn the rank of Elite. Join us as we journey into the next era of Elite Dangerous, set to take a giant leap once more.
Was mit Raumschiffen? Das ist echt so ein Trend, ne? Mit den ganzen Weltraum-Spiele. Odyssey von Assassin's Creed.
Joining me to talk about the next chapter of Elite Dangerous is Piers Jackson from Frontier Developments. Thanks so much for joining us, Piers.
Oh, you're welcome. It's good to be here.
Now, I have a lot of questions about the trailer we just saw, but I'm wondering if you can contextualize a little bit for those who haven't played Elite Dangerous. What is it?
So I think the best way of explaining what Elite Dangerous is to understand how big it is. We have created a title that's the most complete, authentic space simulation of any game out there, and it's just vast. It's the whole galaxy. You can explore it. You can take your own path. You can be a pilot, a trader, a bounty hunter. You can do what you want. You can go where you want, and you can do your own thing. And it's that sort of freedom and the ability for people to tell their own story that I think makes Elite what it actually is.
Now, in all the streams that I've been following for Elite Dangerous, there's a lot of gameplay that happens in ships. There's a lot of focus on the economy and trading. In this trailer, though, we saw feet on the ground, which immediately makes me ask, what is it that we should expect? What should we glean from the trailer?
Oh, I think you've hit a nail on the head. Ultimately, the big new feature that we're looking to release here is the fact that you can now, for the very first time, set foot on our planets. We've created the last edition, really, in terms of going from space all the way down to the planet's surface. So now you can set foot, you can explore, you can interact with the environment. And we've taken the mission-based gameplay and the idea of forging your own path and creating your own experience that the space game has, and we've transposed that right down onto the planet. For the first time, you'll be able to access a whole pile of new planets, all ones with tenuous atmospheres, and obviously you're going to be able to play this in multiplayer, so you'll be able to join up with your friends. You can experience the game from the ship, from an SRV, and finally from on foot.
In what way will this ground, walking on the planet component transform the existing aspects of Elite Dangerous?
I think it gives people a new set of experiences to have. We link all the way from ground to the buggies, the SRVs, all the way up to the spaceships, so that it becomes a holistic event. The design actually encapsulates the whole,
das hast du
whole
schon mal PC Gaming
experience.
Show
In terms of some of
Die
the other
reden und
systems that are on
reden
the
und
planets or
reden und
various
reden und
resources or
reden
points
und
of interest,
reden.
what are some of those that might tie back to
Selbst
some
zu
of the gameplay that someone
Corona-Zeiten.
would be familiar with?
So we have new planets that you can visit. You can visit old planets, and we have refreshed the visuals on them, so you can really set foot and be the first to actually make footfall on a new planet.
Now, Piers, I have a combo question for you. Elite Dangerous is available right now. Where can players go to play Elite Dangerous, and when can they expect the Odyssey update?
So you can join in with our community now, playing Elite Dangerous. Download it via Steam or go to the Frontiers store or purchase it on console. We have many people playing it. In terms of Odyssey, you can expect to see that next year.
I hope you all enjoyed that conversation about Elite Dangerous. It's a treat to see the way the game is continuing to evolve. For our next title, we're going to be...
Sean, I'm sorry to interrupt, but our broadcast is being hijacked by another host.
Not again.
Hi there again, PC gamers. It's me, Greg Miller. Maybe you saw me host the Guerrilla Collective live stream earlier today. No, I didn't watch. Okay, well, that sucks. I'll give the PC Gaming Show back to its usual host in a moment,
Ich
but I
könnte
couldn't let
skippen, ne?
anyone else announce this next trailer, which is a game near and dear to my heart. Let's take a look.
Enemies. I see. Arigato gozaimasu. Pack, also Persona 4. Also,
Persona 4 Golden is available now
Pack, was
on
ist Pack?
Steam. If you haven't played this, now you have no excuse. Persona 4 Golden is a masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen. The story, the action, the characters, this is something you have to go get right now. It's been awesome to see Atlas Games make their way onto the PC. I'm glad this one is finally here. Anyway, I better hand the show back over to Sean before he gets mad at me. See you later, PC gamers.
Well, that was weird. I thought this live stream was supposed to be secure.
I'm analyzing the security breach now, Sean.
so, warte mal, ich skippe das mal.
I'm not sure what could have
Weißt?
Well, all right then. While we get this sorted out, let's head on over to Frankie.
Our next trailer reveals an all-new psychological horror game coming to PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X early next year. In Sound Mind will challenge your expectations as it ushers you through the deepest corners of your psyche. It sounds like every night before I go to sleep, honestly. The game also features a chilling original soundtrack by The Living Tombstone. Courtesy of indie outfit We Create Stuff.
World exclusive. Ja, das ist kein Outlaws. Nee.
They say fear is just a state of mind.
Studio von Nightmare aus
A
2.
locked door that traps you inside it. But once you find the key to your terror, fear will no longer exist. What a bunch of bullshit.
Aber diese Puppen, ne? Ich weiß nicht. Da muss man sogar mit abknallen, ne? Das ist irgendwie... ein Sound Mind. Ja. Ist auch nicht so meins.
Hey everyone, I'm Ido, producer at We Create Stuff.
Hey, I'm Gen, creative director.
Hey, Tombstone here. We're the developers who brought you Nightmare House 2, and now we're back. We've partnered with Modus Games and The Living Tombstone, and we're working on a new indie horror game, In Sound Mind.
Demo is now out on Steam. Let us know what you think.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So hey DevBot, how did you get here today anyways?
Well, Sean, my sleep
Es
state
gibt
was
das mal.
interrupted when I had to go. I tried some back road. It was I tried to hitchhike.
Ja.
Robots. At that point, I was
Cool. Hey, let's take a look
Ja,
at
ich
our
bin auch
next
gerade
trailer.
eingeschlafen.
Airborne Kingdom.
So. Was ist das? Fly-Simulator. Oh, die Karte von Game of Thrones. Was? Airborne Kingdom.
Might be surprised to know that I enjoy real-time strategy games, and that's why I'm excited for our next trailer. It's Dwarfheim, a cooperative RTS, where up to 3 players can split up the work of building, mining, and fighting, working together to build defenses, machinery, and traps, train armies to fend off deadly trolls and rival clans. The Dwarfheim demo is live right now on Steam. Let's see what the game is all about.
Ever since the fall, dwarven clans live scattered across Agartha. They toil every day in the dark and dirt. They try to protect what
Ich bin auch nicht so der Fan von. Auch so Siedler oder Age of Empires ist geil.
And the
Das
vile
ist geil.
creatures that roam these lands.
Also Siedler habe ich letztes Mal als Kind gezockt.
Your
Ja,
clan
seitdem.
needs you now, chieftains, to
Boah,
lead
Age of
your
Empires
people.
4 wäre geil.
Choose your classes,
Das mal rauskriegen.
guide your builders and miners to expand your kingdom. Or take up arms with your warriors to protect our town halls and conquer your enemies. Bring us to victory! Bring us to Dwarfheim!
Bisher hat noch kein Spiel mir was angesagt. Da hätte ich auch nicht... Hätte auch nicht gedacht, dass irgendwas von den Spielen mich interessiert. Bis auf Outlast. Vielleicht. Outlast, das ist ja so ein spezifisches, ne? Game. Wo man mit den Killern... Die Killer spielt, ne? Weiß nicht. Auf jeden Fall war es Koop. Das sind wahrscheinlich Minigames. Oder? Das ist eigentlich das gleiche. Das. We love you and we hate money.
That's quite a lineup from New Blood, and with us now is the New Blood CEO, Dave Oshry, to talk about it. Dave, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah, so we got a lot going on, right? I mean, we got to, right? New level, course, style, and of course Gloomwood. Definitely the game for you.
Where can we go to learn more?
So you could check out maximum.com, that's deaderspace.com, faith at garylovesyou.com, ultrakill at devilmayquake.com, and then of course Gloomwood at thiefwithplaythemall right f***ing now.
Frankie has for us next.
Thank you, Sean. Now tell me, PC gamers, have you ever wanted to rewrite history? Not your browser history, that's easy and absolutely vital, but how about something grander, like discovering America, mastering flight, or inventing the computer a couple of hundred years earlier? Humankind is an upcoming historical strategy game where you'll be combining up to 60 different cultures to create a civilization that's as unique as you are. And as with all of their previous titles, Amplitude is asking the community to participate in the development of Humankind to help make it the best game that it can be. Let's see how they're inviting PC gamers to help build this worldly game.
Saga. 10 years ago, if a dream we found, make the best games. Sonic. Sie got the Sonic edition. Now, we are ready to rumble to love up your next title. Humankind. The introduction. Open Deep. Community-driven game development where your ideas truly matter. Starting now with Drive. So, nichts zu. Saga.
Well, you heard the trailer. You need to go to opendev.gamestogether.com. Amplitude's PC gaming is a modern revival and show. It's Icarus.
World exclusive. Rocket League. The Forest 2. Nice. Icarus. Hier mit Astronauten, toll. Das ist echt momentan so ein Trip mit Astronauten.
Joining me to talk about Icarus is Dean Hall. Dean, thanks so much for joining us.
Awesome, it's great to be here.
So, Dean, titles.
Minecraft, we build games. So,
if you can just itself.
If you think about the here for what we
Hasse,
call a
wenn die
drop,
so lange
and
über
then
ein
you
Spiel
select a
reden.
prospect, I guess.
Das hat mir gestern viel besser gemacht.
Snatch up. How does the gameplay of that 30-minute period differ from other survival games?
I suppose there were 3 key things that I felt needed to be addressed before I made another survival game.
Wie lange
The
reden die
first
über?
was the ability to scale. By breaking your experience over months.
So, ja, muss ich einfach überspringen.
Very talented in the free-to-play area. So we're very cognizant of how much content we need to provide gamers. So at the moment,
So. Ah, endlich. World Exclusive. Rebellion. Genies. Ach, das habe ich auch gehört, dass das kommt. Diese Superhelden, kannst dann halt so eine Geheimbasis bauen und einteilen, wer was macht. Und wer welche Superkraft hat und alles.
We are about to see the first official gameplay footage for Godfall on PC. Counterplay gameplay though is the look on Godfall.
Ja, habe ich gestern ja auch gesehen, ne? Godfall.
Hello, my name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for Godfall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay with you today, and to offer you a glimpse into the mystical
Ist nicht so
world
meins,
of
wa?
Godfall. Please enjoy.
Sieht zwar cool aus,
Godfall
aber
is still in development.
es wird ja nur abgeschlachtet mit dem Schwert. Da ist irgendwie gar keine Story dahinter. Hat man, zumindest hat man es nicht gesehen.
Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into unstoppable masters of melee combat. As you adventure through the realms, you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history. Now let's talk about gameplay in Godfall. First, our team wanted to do something different. We wanted to combine action RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a whole new genre, the looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and one part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment from mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. What you're looking at now is
Das
a
sind
boss
Macarons.
fight, a tougher challenge which we'll have to leave for another day. Please check out the Godfall channels on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you so much for taking a look at Godfall, and we'll be showing you more soon.
Now next up, when PC gamers think of iconic first-person shooters, they think of games like Doom, Quake, and Duke Nukem. Our next trailer shows a project that celebrates the proud heritage of sci-fi FPSs while taking advantage of some very modern visual effects, like glorious, enemy dismemberment. From Bounding Box Software and Humble Publishing, this is Prodeus.
Pixel, the game. Was ich alles hier hab, ne?
I love the look of that last one. Fate Tactics is set to scratch that isometric combat itch that I know a lot of us have been feeling ever since we played Final Fantasy Tactics back in the 90s. Alright, but we're not done with Humble Games yet. Their lineup, as it turns out, isn't all that humble. We're going to take a look at 2 more games from them. Project Wingman, a jet fighter game featuring RPG elements and VR support. And rounding things out is Carto, Sunhead Games, a gorgeous top-down
Jetzt nicht bessere Grafik.
Let's take a look.
Bisschen weg hier. Död. Ja. Humble Games. So, aber dann kommen die ganzen Spieler auf Schlag, ne? Nice.
Good work, Hitman team. Return to base.
Hey Davbot, have you ever wondered what Gordon Freeman's voicemail message sounds like?
Sean, that is an intriguing inquiry. However, something is wrong. I'm receiving an external transmission.
Service pack.
Greetings, PC Gaming Show. It is I. Deliver an important mission brief. I'm just kidding. It's me, Joe Coogan. And I can take over this broadcast because I do what I want. Look, you know Command & Conquer has been a major part of your life. It's certainly been a big part of mine. The Command & Conquer Remastered Collection recently launched for PC, and it is an awesome way to relive this classic game with a bunch of new bells and whistles. I mean, who doesn't like 4K graphics, quick matches in multiplayer, or modding, am I right? I personally want to send a big shout out to all you PC gamers who have kept the legacy of Kane alive over these last 25 years. I mean, I live in death, I guess. Thanks for letting me interrupt, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. For the glory of Nod!
Tell me, PC gamers, do you have any rare action figures? Perhaps you're one of the lucky owners of an out-of-print collectible, something you'd never trade away in a million years. Our next game is a celebration of toys and art. On its surface, a game about collecting, customizing, and trading, but it's also a highly social playground for creativity, one where you can make your own levels and gather with your friends to hang out, play mini games, and create together. This is Blankos Block Party.
Kann ich hier runterschrauben?
Legend tells of a place where everyone comes together to play and dance and race and shoot and jump and fly with jetpacks or maybe bat wings. And there's lava and a mountain made of junk food.
So.
Where you can create your own worlds and have your own adventures where you are in charge. You can make your very own games with your very own rules. And all your friends can come and play. Like this one here. Yep, them too. And I don't know what that dude is, but he is cool. What? They're all toys? Come to life. And I can actually play with them and own them all. It's sweet. But you see, this place isn't a legend at all. It's a party.
Das erinnert mich irgendwie gerade an diese komischen Figuren, die man früher gesammelt hat. Wenn man die geworfen hat, dann da ist was drin gewesen, eine Kugel. Ne? Und die hatten dann so einen sich von selber gedreht. Überschlag gemacht.
Blankos is a game about vinyl toys kind of come into life and where they go when a human leaves the room. But it's also more than just a game. It's a place for content creators and gamers and collectors to come together and hang out and build the worlds and games that they really want to play in. And you can have as many as your friends come and hang out with you as you want. But you could also drop the toys in. So the first toy you can play with is one called, it's a shooting mechanic. We got like a unicorn rocket launcher that fires ice creams. We got like a cactus grenade launcher that fires these little cactus balls. So it's all about kind of like arcade fun shooter stuff. And you can set that up as a team shooter. You could have squads. You can do a bunch of stuff with it. You can even just have it free for all. Some other stuff we're going to be dropping is race toys. So you could just do point to point, you could build this super sweet like platformer and just go A to B, you could do laps. And then another one is, because Blankos, they all survive on good vibes, that's kind of what powers them. So another one you could do is actually just a vibe collection. And what's kind of super cool is all of those toys work with each other. So you could build a race and then you could drop some guns in it and it can be a race, but you can pick up guns on the way and try and knock each other out.
So you have these huge flexible tools, this community focus. We've also seen in games like Fortnite these in-game events. Are these kinds of things that you think will show up in Blankos as well?
Saga, die PC-Game-Show geht lange. Letztes Mal war auch 1,5 Stunden oder so.
Just this place for players to go and build and create their own worlds, but it's a place for us to be able to share with them different content, whether that's a music concert, whether it's a movie trailer, you know, whether it's something no one's seen yet. But absolutely, that we're definitely thinking about that kind of stuff.
Well, talk to me about the number of different designs. Like, where are these designs coming from? How many are there?
We're not talking about numbers in Season 1 just yet, but we are talking about the artists. So we're really stoked we've been able to work with some of my favorites that I've been buying the vinyl toys of over the years. So John Paul Kaiser is a great artist from the UK. I ended up buying some of his toys in New York about 6 years ago, and now we get to work together and bring his toys to life in the game, which has been great. And just those clean vector-based lines. And one of my personal favorites is Pete Fowler, who for me was kind of one of the grandfathers of vinyl toy design.
I know people are going to want more information. They're going to want to know when
date with things. Go and check out blankos.com. We're going to be launching end of the year, so not too far away now, but we're also going to be starting to look for our
ich versuche ganz immer ein bisschen zu skippen, aber weiter geht
we might be able to get you in that.
Jamie from Mythical, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Once again, the name of the game is Blankos Block Party. Let's take a look at what's coming up next at this year's PC Gaming Show.
You're watching the PC Gaming Show, presented by PC Gamer. Stay tuned for more trailers, announcements, and footage. Coming up later, we celebrate the 20th anniversary of the horror strategy game
is the birthplace of space flight action games, and our next project, Everspace 2, expands on that tradition with its gorgeous handcrafted universe. The focus here is on exploration and dogfighting, with alien species standing in the way of outfitting your ship with unique modules, weapons and devices. And, as we're about to see in this next trailer, combat won't just take place in the cold vacuum of space, but also the atmospheres of planets themselves. Here's Everspace 2.
Everspace 2. Kommt nächste Woche. Nice. Was? Was ist das denn? So. So. Hi. Alter, bei manchen Games denkst du dich auch, what the fuck, was haben die genommen?
PC gamers, I'm sure you'll agree. If a horse shows up at your door and you don't remember ordering a horse, it's probably best to keep the door shut. One of the coolest things about a Total War Saga Troy, the next game from Creative Assembly, is that it will enable players to experience multiple different versions of how the iconic battle went down, including several explanations for what that mythical horse actually was. I'll get the door while you watch the latest trailer.
Peggy 16.
Oh, silver-tanned Odysseus. There is only one response to Queen Helen's abduction.
Development in progress.
In Total War Saga Troy, you can rewrite the events of one of the greatest conflicts ever told, the Trojan War. As Odysseus besieged the legendary city of Troy in 3 ingenious and equally devastating ways, all based around prominent theories from throughout the ages as to what the iconic Trojan horse really resembled.
The walls of this city may appear to be mighty, but no defenses are impregnable.
Using gargantuan siege towers, take the fight to the walls. Slaughter the Trojans atop and force them back into their pitiful city.
The enemy are unaware of your presence. Position your troops to retain your advantage once the attack begins.
Sneak troops into the city in a vast, horse-headed vessel fit for the gods. Under the cloak of darkness, use guerrilla tactics to sabotage the unbreachable city gates, leaving the Trojan warriors defenseless, allowing the Achaean soldiers to begin razing the city to the ground.
Their walls have been breached.
Even the greatest defenses cannot stand against nature's might. In a land ravaged by earthquakes, patience is rewarded. Send your troops forward. Troy is yours for the taking. Myth meets history in a war that will define the ages. Experience the legend of Troy this summer.
Victory will make you immortal.
That was a Total War Saga Troy, which we'll get to play in 2021. And hey, speaking of sneaking in big surprises, a master of segue. This year, we've teamed up with Intel to build a legendary custom computer inspired by art, weaponry, and the artifacts found in the game. DevBot, I understand you know your way around a computer, right?
Affirmative. Sean, I have a soft spot for Bronze Age computers.
Well, great. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit more?
Can do, Sean. Behold, PC gamers.
This build is centered around Intel's CPU, the 10th gen Intel Core i9-10900K processor. This 10-core flagship CPU is built for maximum gaming performance and overclocking, especially useful in epic strategy games like a Total War Saga Troy. The build also features a top-of-the-line GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. Also on the ASUS motherboard are a spacious 4 terabytes of fast storage and 128 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. The unit is powered by a platinum-certified Corsair 1200-watt power supply, and temperatures are kept at a nominal level thanks to 9 RGB fans running alongside liquid cooling. The copper tubing is not only effective at heat conduction, but, according to my readings, aesthetically pleasing. Is this what you humans call love?
PCs are more than specs. They're a passion. When we build a PC, we form a relationship with that piece of hardware. We wanted to show you every step of that process. For this build, we enlisted a master craftsman, Brian Carter, a PC modder with over a decade and a half of experience. PC Gamer and Intel have created a 4-part series following Brian as he created this epic artifact. DevBot, cue it up!
Hey, my name is Brian Carter, and I've been building custom PC mods for over 16 years. I'm working with Intel and a Total War Saga Troy on a very special custom PC project that we're thrilled to debut at the PC Gaming Show. Join me in a 4-part video series as I take you through each stage of the scratch build process. We begin with the inspiration and design phase, where we figure out how to take the amazing design assets from a Total War Saga Troy and functionalize them to house our best-in-class components, like the 10th gen Intel Core i9-10900K processor. Then I'll show you how I assemble, finish, and test this one-of-a-kind PC. A big thank you to Intel and Creative Assembly for letting me work on this incredibly fun and challenging project. I hope you like it.
Oh, it looks so good, and I have some good news. Episode 1 is available now, and I have even better news. You can win this PC from DevBot's loving clutches. Head on over to pcgamer.com/IntelPC to learn more and enter for a chance to win. And with that, it's time to return to more PC Gaming Show action with the fantastic Frankie.
Last year, Remnant
Frank
from
hört
the
sich immer an wie
Ashes
ein Mann,
challenged
ne?
gamers to take on monstrous creatures in a post-apocalyptic world. Today, we're excited to announce the biggest update yet for the game. Upcoming DLC that will conclude this thrilling saga. The fate of humankind is at stake. It's time to bring an end to the root once and for all. This is the world reveal of Remnant from the Ashes, Subject 2923, available August 20th on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
They say hope is what makes us human. Hope also let us think we'd won. But the root have another gate somewhere. Another hole we have to plug in our sinking civilization.
ziemlich leise.
Maybe the route's not the only thing we need to worry about.
Vielleicht wieder Resident Evil.
The new Remnant from the Ashes content looks fantastic. And you know what else is fantastic? Hearing the opinions of strangers from the internet. Nothing makes my day as much as hearing what's inside your mind. So please use hashtag PC Gaming Show on whatever your platform of preference may be, and you just might have your comments show up live on the show. Now for our next title, we have to look at classic remasters. Capcom has been updating the original Resident Evil games, and in the same vein, 2K is now updating Mafia. The original Mafia trilogy is getting a full definitive edition remaster, with the original game, the 2002 Mafia, getting a full ground-up remake with 4K support. We got a brand new trailer for you. So let's take a look at Lost Heaven 2 decades later.
Hey, Tommy.
You are gay.
How long you been in town?
3 years.
They handed you a Morello case. Right out of the gate.
That's what the paper says, ain't it? And what's it to you?
Case must be getting pretty cold by now.
Or you got something might warm it up?
Yeah, I might have something. What do they call you, son?
Thomas. Thomas Angelo, sir.
Also Definitive Edition, also gab's das schon. Trilogy by now.
Man, Deadbot, after a beautiful trailer like that, I gotta know, do you have any contacts in the Mafia?
Sean, I have left that life behind me. I'm programmed not to form relationships with organized crime. However, I can call one of the developers of Mafia Definitive Edition.
Well, fantastic. Let's ring him up, DevBot. Joining me to talk about Mafia is the president and CCO of Hangar 13. It is Hayden Blackman. Hayden, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So for people who haven't played the original Mafia, which is a 2002 release, talk to us about this game.
Mafia, the Definitive Edition, is a complete ground-up remake of Mafia from 2002, which is a seminal game that really launched the Mafia franchise. And in Mafia, you take on the role of Tommy Angelo, who is a cab driver that falls in with the mob during the 1930s, actually during the height of Prohibition, in a city called Lost Heaven, which is loosely based on Chicago. And as a member of the Salieri crime family, he really gets embroiled in a war with the Morello crime family, and we kind of explore that story and Tommy's evolution from cab driver to respected member of the Mafia.
I feel like in the last 10 years we've seen HD editions, remasters that are more graphical updates, but my understanding is that this is far more than just a new coat of paint on a game from 2002. Talk to me about what a remake means.
Everything was rebuilt, so every asset, every cinematic was reshot, and all the gameplay was completely redone. Now, we've kept all the same big beats from the original game. The story is the same.
Werden da eigentlich auch PS5-Spiele angezeigt?
All the missions are there and represented. But again, everything was completely rebuilt from the ground up in order to kind of meet the expectations of today's gamers and take advantage of today's technology.
The location in
pretty
much every open world game is a central character. In 2002, we have seen a ton of gameplay changes between then and now, 2020. Can you talk a little bit about some of the ways you've updated the open world setting and maybe some of the new mechanics that players can expect?
So we do that a number of different ways. You know, one, we looked at how populated can we make it, and we took some of the kind of world interactions and some of the things that we did with, crowds and non-player characters and other kind of city life from Mafia 3 and put them into Mafia, the Definitive Edition. But we also looked at, are there ways for us to kind of redesign the city so it's more fun to drive around? You know, do we need to widen the streets? Do we need to make sure that there's not as many, 90-degree turns so that you can kind of coast around corners? And as we capture the feel of the vehicles, are there things that we want to do to make sure that the roads have, grip or they're slick in the rain? And so that, I think, brought a lot of life to it as well, because most of the way that you engage with the city is through driving.
I mean, speaking of rebuilding things from the ground up, I gotta ask you about the cinematics. I mean, they looked gorgeous in the trailer. Yeah. And I mean, what was the process of rebuilding all of those cinematics?
For us, it was really, how do we recreate these, again, taking advantage of some of the cutting edge stuff that we've been doing at Hangar 13. So, we have, really great facial scanning and likeness capture technology, a state-of-the-art mocap facility. So we really wanted to take advantage of that for, the Definitive Edition. So we did go in and we rewrote all the cinematics, again, to add some of that language and add some of that character development and maybe some of that clarity that we were going for without losing the essence of each moment.
Well, now it's time for my favorite question.
Yeah.
When can we play Mafia Definitive Edition, and where can people go right now to learn more?
Sure. So we are looking at an August 28th launch date, and we still, have a ways to go, and we're working on that kind of final polish push right now, but I'm really confident, really bullish in that date right now. If you want more information, you can go to mafiagame.com.
After seeing the trailer, I personally am hyped, Hayden. Thank you so much for joining us at this year's PC Gaming Show. Once again, mafiagame.com. For our next title, it's time to head on over to Frankie.
Sean, next up, it's one of those games that looks so pretty we just had to show it to you. Ever wondered what Slay the Spire might be like with Tim Burton at the helm? Well, Road Lords could be the answer. It's being jointly developed by Cyanide and Leica Studio and sees you building a team from storybook psychos like Dracula, Bloody Mary and Baron Samedi. Makes all the more sense when you realise you're being employed by the devil himself, a job that has my name written all over it. The game is out this October and we've got a brand new gameplay trailer.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this exclusive gameplay reveal of our new title, Rogue Lords. Development is moving forward and we are very excited to share some in-game elements and combat mechanics for the very first time. Rogue Lords is a rogue-like game where you play as the devil. You have to build your team with legends of evil and lead them in runs through multiple events and fights. After a terrible defeat years ago, you're finally coming back with your most faithful disciples to wreak havoc and terror in a world unbalanced after your long absence. The combat is turn-based and strategic. You will need to build your set of skills through your run to be prepared for any threat, analyze your enemy's next attacks, and create combos to secure victory. Every skill costs action points. You should think how to make the best of them each turn. When one of your disciples becomes vulnerable, your own health bar is exposed, which is persistent during the entire run. If your health is reduced to 0, your run is finished. In Rogue Lords, you are the devil, so you don't have to play by the same rules as mortals. When the situation becomes tricky, you can use souls to play with the interface and change an enemy health bar, for example. This is an expensive trick to use, but very powerful and useful in the most difficult fights. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for more info coming soon. See you next time.
If you're a big fan of roguelites, you know they're known for two things: procedurally generated worlds and permadeath. Our next game, Unexplored 2, puts an interesting twist on these ideas. What if your character's demise changed the game world itself, altering it for all of your future playthroughs? From developer Ludomotion and publisher Big Sugar, this is Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy.
One called upon to be the next Wayfarer. Will you answer? When tasked to take your place in a long line of heroes, will you waver?
When challenged to forge your legacy out of strife, hardship, and magic, will you be victorious? This is our world. It is your burden. From beyond the gate into the First Valley, there is no return. Will you be ready?
The latest update for Dauntless is the most ambitious chapter yet for this online free-to-play RPG. In Call of the Void, players unravel a mystery surrounding an ancient civilization, culminating in a showdown with a new otherworldly behemoth. And as a nice little bonus, if you go to playdauntless.com right now and use the code PCGamingShow2020, you can get some free in-game rewards. Nice. Let's take a closer look at this update that's available now in Dauntless. This is Call of the Void.
Wechselt mal auf nicht live und live.
There's still more games to come on the PC Gaming Show. Here's what's around the corner. Take a closer look at Blightbound, the new action RPG from Devolver. A special collection of exciting independent games coming to PC. Back to you, Frankie.
There aren't many games about being in nature, which is why Among Trees caught my eye. In this first-person survival sandbox, you get to explore a colourful, breathing world that's full to the brim with life. Just don't go wandering around like Snow White. Wild, deadly beasts share this painted world with you, and you'll want to move carefully to avoid their bitey bits. Produced by a 3-person team out of Sweden, this project demonstrates the creative power of independent creators on PC. Now, if you're like me, you've drunk your fair share of potions in video games over the years. But you've probably never stopped to consider the business side of these magical elixirs. In Potionomics, you're a witch who must save her potion shop from the clutches of greedy loan sharks, bartering and haggling with a slew of demanding customers. Let's take a closer look at this unique fantasy concept.
World Exclusive. Boah, ich rede momentan nicht so viel. Weiß nicht, es sind alles nicht so meine Games. Ich spreche mich null an und wie ist es gerade? Bin ich gerade irgendwie voll müde, wa? Du müssen wir abschalten. Der Marsch auch, glaube ich. Bald. Das geht nicht lange. Am Anfang hatten die viel gequatscht. Jetzt geht's so. Was ich auch nicht verstehe, da steht immer so Coming Up und zeigen erstmal nochmal die ganzen Games. Statt erstmal das einfach ausmachen, dann einfach so das machen. Ja, umso länger, umso schwieriger ist es doch, das zu, also, ne? Mein nicht. Potion Max.
We spend a lot of time in video games fixated on finding the best, the most powerful gear. But in our next game, Mortal Shell, things are a little different. You aren't scouring a dungeon looking for a +1 sword. You're exploring a shattered world for the remains of defeated warriors that you then possess like a ghost. These are the Mortal Shells, and they're much more than mere pieces of armor and stats. Each one has a complicated backstory, a playstyle, and an identity might give you mixed feelings about the body you're occupying. Coming later this year exclusively to the Epic Games Store on PC, let's take a look at this gorgeous and brutal action game, Mortal Shell.
I foresaw this. Scratched sigils on the walls, counted the days until you'd come. A million eyes peering across time and space, yearning for a glimpse of the unknown. PC gaming show. You seem different.
The consecrated fires revealed cinders and shadows. But beneath it all, no monsters, no gods, only oblivion.
Dark Souls. Mortal Shell.
But wait, there's more. We've gotten the chance to see some of the core gameplay of Mortal Shell, but now it's time to talk about bosses. Bosses are a classic staple of this type of RPG, and in our second piece of Mortal Shell footage, we'll see a boss that isn't just a one-and-done threat. Instead, it's a constant adversary throughout the campaign.
Ich mache einen Cut.
Is a mysterious figure who stalks the
Falls
player
irgendwas
throughout
Interessantes
As you grow in skill
kommen
and
sollte,
master new weapons, so will he.
werde ich das noch am
The
Ende
clip we're
noch
about to watch
reinpacken
shows
als
the player's
Reaction.
very first duel with the elusive adversary. Let's take a look.
Echt wie Dark Souls war. Der Leiste und alles. Ja, ich werde jetzt ein paar Gameplay-Sachen zeigen wahrscheinlich. Ja, ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns dann vielleicht gleich. Ja, auf jeden Fall gleich, weil gleich kommt ja die Future Games Show. Ich hoffe, die ist nicht so langatmiger wie die. Ich glaube, 1 Stunde geht die, ne? 1 Stunde. Ja, ist in Ordnung. Haut rein. Bis dann. Ciao.